I'm sharing this with you, and I wish someone had told me this before I started my channel, my previous channel. All right, but I wasn't informed. I didn't come across something like this. So if you're opportune to see this video, you are lucky. All right, so let's dive straight into what I have for you. Now, the very first thing you need to consider, you need to put in place, you need to gather. Like, this is the very first thing you have to do before you even create your channel, or even though you have created your channel and you are yet to post, or maybe you have posted your introduction. The very first thing you should do is make sure you have at least 10 content ideas down, that you have drafted, that you have scripted, all right, that they are available. You have them right there in front of you, or you have them stored up somewhere. Like, make sure you have them, either you film them or you have them scripted, all right, so that you can have videos along that goes hand in hand. So you don't post today, come back next month, or post tomorrow, come back next century, or maybe post today, come back next year, so you have to have a list of at least, you can have maximum of that, but have at least 10 videos or 10 ideas, 10 topics scripted, right? That's number one thing you first need to do. Then number two, requirement for the kind of content you want to create. If you're about to create a beauty content, like maybe hair, do it yourself kind of content, beauty, all those kind of content, number one, if you are doing a DIY kind of content, especially for the hair, I will always say you check very well if you are capable of consistently providing the requirement that you need to always get that hair done and provide a video for the audience to watch, like for people watching you to watch, for your subscribers to watch. That was one of the mistakes I made in my previous channel. I didn't calculate, like I didn't really settle down to think about what I have, if what I have can sustain the channel, because YouTube requires a lot. Your monetization process may differ from mine might differ from yours. Some people have been here on YouTube for the past 3 years and they are yet to be monetized. Some 4 years, yet they are not monetized. While some have spent just a month here, they are monetized. Some 2 months, they are monetized. So I don't know how yours is going to be. Okay, so assuming you are into do-it-yourself kind of content, hair content, and you have to consistently buy what you need to make the hair, because if you have to succeed here on YouTube, you have to post regularly, yeah, because the more videos you post, the more videos YouTube will have to push out to the audience. All right, you cannot expect to have 3 videos, just 3 videos, and you go away for some time and come back. No, you have to be consistent. Like, you have to always be there to provide that video. The more video you have, the more it go out there, because just one video cannot serve the billions of people we have here on YouTube. No, 2 video can't as well, 3 video will not. All right, so make sure you have what it takes in terms of resources, the money to buy your equipment, to buy the materials we need to always stay consistent. Okay, batch B of this requirement goes to gears and settings. Okay, if you are doing a kind of beauty content, maybe the makeup, you should have at least a beautiful, not too beautiful, a background that is catchy, something catchy. I often hear when some YouTubers say, don't bother about the background, it doesn't matter. What really matters is what you have to present out there. I am here to tell you that that's not true. It is not true. It is not true. Now, let me ask you, why do you always like watching certain videos and not watching certain ones? The eyes like things that are very, very fancy. Now, makeup is something that adds beauty to a woman. Like, it's something of addition. Okay, so for you to make that makeup pop, for you to make that beauty pop out, you need at least, if the background is not that well polished, at least a smooth, clear background that is put together. All right, looking at the background I have here, it is a plain background without any kind of decoration, yet it is giving me a kind of bright simple put together kind of setting right here. Now if you have a background that is so tattered, and maybe you have a broken wall, a wall that is somehow bad, you that is filming that content, when you see those kind of content on YouTube here, do you normally watch them? That's the first question you should ask yourself. Those kind of content that has that background, once you see that background, you automatically know that this person is currently a new content creator, and sometimes the background alone turns you off. All right, but if you see something captivating, the eyes love things that are catchy. These eyes like fancy things. Okay, sometimes you will be scrolling through YouTube, and at the point you just see one fine catchy background with a particular YouTuber, you will just click it. Right, that is a catchy thumbnail. That is the attraction. So that don't mind the background is a no for me. You can have a simple background just like mine, but let it be put together. Let it not be tattered. All right, make sure you have the resources it requires to stay consistent in that niche. Okay, if your capacity cannot carry you, then maybe you have a rethink so that you don't go and get stuck at one point. Right, the fact that you have to stay consistent does not mean you have to post rubbish for people to watch. It does not mean that you have to post something that doesn't have any value to offer for people to watch. No, in this century, people always want to derive pleasure. They want to derive value. A lot of people don't just want to waste their time on things that doesn't matter, things that doesn't give them value. Okay, so in as much as you want to stay consistent, make sure your content are top notch. Make sure your contents are valuable content. It is better to post one valuable content a week than posting 10 or 15 irrelevant videos a week. Staying consistent is one thing. Putting out the right video that offers value to people is another. So you have to stay consistent, mixed with producing, filming, scripting, posting a valuable content, right? Okay, the next one, your editing skills. YouTube have a lot of professionals. The people that have been here years before now, they have been there before you. Okay, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you that are just starting cannot do better than them. You can. It all depends on individual thing. Okay, a lot of people can do editing. They can be creative. Like when it comes to editing, they are very creative. All right, so if you are starting for the first time, if you choose to be a content creator, if you are just starting your content creation, my dear, ask yourself, to what extent is your editing skill? Because content creation requires a lot of editing skills, because you have to edit your video and thumbnail as well. I'm still going to be doing videos on that, but for today we are trying to put together the things you need to consider first before starting your channel. Now the next one is niching, like segment, the segment you want to focus on. Are people really interested in that niche? Like the kind of content you are choosing, is it the kind of content that people want to watch? Is it the kind of content that people of these days watch? Because it's going to be useless if you could create a content, spend so much time, spend energy scripting, filming, editing and posting, and at the end of the day nobody watches it. It's a total waste of time, and I think that doesn't give any kind of happiness. Okay, it makes you feel like you're not doing enough. You see people coming out there today, yesterday, day before yesterday, and they are actually making it. Okay, and you'll be like, oh, maybe I am not meant for this YouTube, maybe content creation is not meant for me. No, the answer is no. It is just because you are producing the wrong content. Okay, you are producing an outdated content. Maybe that is the right word. Your content are outdated. Maybe 2 years ago people were actually watching this content, but today those are no longer the kind of content people want to watch. You know, for instance, you have 2 years ago people were watching some kind of challenge, but today those challenges are no longer there. Nobody cares about those challenges because a lot of content creators have already worked on that. Okay, unless you have a kind of way you want to rebrand it, like bring it to life again, add something, maybe you want to be creative around it. Okay, and here you can do that, right? But make sure you are producing either evergreen content, like content that is always there to serve a purpose, as content that is always there to give value for today, for tomorrow, for someone that is to watch it in 10 years time or even in 15 years time. Okay, as long as the content is there, it's there to give value any year, anytime. Okay, so make sure you are scripting, filming, editing and posting an evergreen content, a valuable content that people will want to watch anytime, any day, right? And the number 5 and the last on my list for today is you need to ask yourself this question and be honest about it, because this is a question you ask yourself. You're not asking to the audience or anyone. You ask yourself this question: how long do I intend to be here on YouTube? You know, most of the time, we YouTubers, we content creators, we don't ask ourselves these questions. We just jump into that without any focus, without direction. We just produce content, we'll film, we create, and we'll post it out there. That's it. YouTube is equally a kind of business, okay? In as much as we don't sell physical goods, we sell services, right? So consider it a business. If YouTube must be favorable to you, if you must go far on this YouTube platform, you have to consider it a business, okay, in terms of the service part, right? So ask yourself, how long do you intend to stay on YouTube? How long do you intend to do YouTube? Then answering this question is going to give you the clue to a kind of niche that you will choose, okay? Because if you have to choose a niche and you don't have what it takes to be on that niche for the next 10 years, the next 15 years, or the next 20 years, then you're going to goof. Now, if you start creating content without asking yourself this particular question, you may end up choosing the wrong niche, okay? A niche that you will not have what to give out for the next 10 years, the next 15 years, the next 20 years. But if you are able to ask and answer that question, they are going to know if you have what it takes to sustain you for that 5, 10, 15 years, okay? You know, most of the time you will see someone start a niche this way, like on a particular kind of content. The next minute, it deviates from that kind of content to another kind of content, and sometimes those kind of things normally affect the channel. It normally affects your channel because maybe you have audiences who have subscribed based on the kind of content you are producing, and at some point maybe you ran out of ideas and you decide to switch. You will find out that some of those audience will decide to unsubscribe from your channel, and your views are likely going to decrease, okay? You find out that your channel is beginning to go down, all right? So it's going to take you time to actually switch, like bounce back to the normal channel that you have, or maybe it can actually kill your channel entirely, right? Another thing again is YouTube always recommend your videos based on the niche you have created out there, based on the keywords you always input, okay? So if you're using a particular kind of keywords for a consistent period of time, and at some point you decide to switch from that particular kind of content into another type of content, you begin to change those keywords, it's going to take time for YouTube to begin to recommend that video, because YouTube recommends videos based on what people watch, okay? The kind of audience that watch maybe comedy kind of content are different from the ones that watch educational kind of content, you understand? So if you have been producing educational kind of content and you decide to switch now to comedy kind of content, it's gonna be difficult for YouTube to analyze and push out your videos to people that are supposed to watch it, okay? So make sure you ask yourself that question and make sure you answer it. It's gonna aid you to choose the right niche that you're going to go for, okay? If you know that that particular niche you cannot afford to keep it for a long time, unless maybe you have a short time phrase that you intend to be here on YouTube, then, but if you want to be here for a long time, like you want a long-term journey, then ask yourself this question and answer it. I'm telling you this because I have made this mistake and I know what it is. As you can see, I'm starting all over again after whipping 2 years here on YouTube without anything to show for it. You see, so you are lucky you found this video. You're lucky I have this to spill. You're lucky you just bump into this video. And don't forget to subscribe if you're yet to do so. And if you're my returning subscriber, you are just amazing. You are the best. Thank you for sticking around. See you on my next video, and bye for now.